How you doing, 49er faithful? And welcome to another great episode of the 49er Street Squad. And this is a special episode because guess what? I got a special guest that I want to introduce to you guys, but I just want to thank the faithful for tuning in once again. It's about to get really crazy and maybe a little tight up in here. I'm just going to tell you right now, as you know, tomorrow the 49ers are going to be playing the Las Vegas Raiders. And they're coming back for a little more of a whooping, so we're gonna make sure we take it to them, even though they're on a little preseason win game streak right now. Yeah, I think they're like 2-0, but it's gonna stop come tomorrow. I'm pretty sure about that. Anyway, I want to introduce a wonderful and great friend of mine that represents the Raider Nation, coming all the way live from Las Vegas. I want to introduce the man right here. He calls himself the Silver and Black Panther. Yeah. The Silver and Black Panther. And he goes by the name
AKA Raider Reggie.
AKA Raider Reggie.
Yes, sir. What up, dude? What up?
Right on.
Still will.
Ready? Yeah. Man, are you excited, man? You ready to do this tomorrow?
You know what, man?
They're coming back to the soil, the Bay Area soil, representing for the what's left over of the Oakland Raider fans over here.
I tell you what, it's more Raider fans left than you think. Believe that. It's a good thing that the Raiders came and joined me here in Las Vegas. I appreciate that. But I do know my roots is in
yeah, definitely, man.
Blackout. Raider blackout.
You ready for a Raider blackout, man? Well, I don't know. I know they're going to show up strong, obviously, come tomorrow, and it's going to be. Yeah, I know you guys. I know as far as the 49ers, we got the Niner Empire, so we like everywhere. I think we've gotten to the point, honestly, where we have grown so big that I've been in different countries. I was just in Mexico, and I seen cats wearing their 49er hats on down there. I was like, what? I've been overseas, and I've seen people wearing my Niner gear. You know what I'm saying? So we represent. We said we got the empire going right now, man.
I'll do two things. I'll salute you on using the phrase empire. Thank you very much. I can't stand when any other team try to use nation. It's only one nation, baby. Only one nation. And like you see right here, we are the nation, global Raider Nation up in here. So we all worldwide too.
You know what? Yeah, that's a good point you bring up, man, because I don't even know how or where it kind of started from, but a few years ago, all of a sudden I was kind of hearing, Niner Nation. And I was like, wait a minute, what Niner Nation? Where did this come from? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, why are they using Niner Nation? And I've never been crazy about that tub because that's something Oakland kind of claim, and that's the only nation I ever known about, in the NFL. So yeah, when they started out with San Francisco, I wasn't feeling that myself, So I was strongly pushing the Niner Empire, because I just feel like the fans today, in the last 20 years, I feel like have just really seemed like they've expanded or grown, and maybe a lot has to do with a lot of fans and just like Oakland too, probably a lot of fans moving out the Bay, moving to other states and everything and stuff. So they've just kind of start spreading out, but I still stick to also the faithful, because I think it's always going to be the Niner faithful.
That's original for y'all. That's original.
Exactly. So, but we got the empire now though too. It's kind of like
I like
popping up everywhere.
I'll be honest. I like that because I was in the military and I traveled all around too. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. The only way I heard Raider Nation. Mm-hmm. Then I was stationed on the East Coast and I started hearing Steeler Nation. And I think I heard Bills Nation. And I'm like, that don't even make sense. First of all, with the Steelers, we know they're the steel curtain and they got the terrible towel. That's like us saying the Raider towel or
exactly
Niner curtain. Come on, let's keep it real. Get your own name, get established with it, and keep it going. And that's why, seriously, I really like Niner Empire because it's original for y'all. And then also, we'll keep it real like this. So the Niners, when I was coming up, I knew a lot of the Niner players, like locally. They lived in our neighborhood. And so Ronnie Lott and Eric Wright and, you know, a few of the guys, we would actually play football with them behind East Ridge in San Jose.
Really? And I this had to be a time when nothing was behind East Ridge. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Long time. We OGs up in here. We ain't no shorties.
Right.
That's for sure. I'm pushing 55 next month, bro.
Right. And you look good, man. You're looking good, man. And you're doing Raider Nation really proud, man. Because I know you as big as a fan that you are. I know you, like I said, growing up in the Bay Area, and you know, I know you got a lot of Bay Area connections with a lot of very popular people, you know, and you know, I'm always surprised. You know, I see photos of you, you know, hanging out with, you know, some of these rappers and the stars. I'll be like, man. You know everybody, man. You know, I gotta get in his camp, man. Get some connections. You know what I'm saying?
Let me break it down real quick. So, because I know Niner fans and Raider fans, we have this like your post is saying on the picture. It says frenemies, right? So we know that most of the NFL hate the Raiders and the Raider fans. I get that, but before I'm a fan, I'm a man of entertainment. I'm a man of God, and also like I'm about unification. So I'm always, even if you consider yourself an enemy, I find a way to bond and find something out that we could work together on. Like we'll talk about it later. My nonprofit, I work with every NFL team, every NBA team, every MLB team. But just so you nine of the faithful know, I was Stomper from the Oakland A's. So that's where I got most of my connection with Stomper. And then also being
so you know what? Okay, let me just ask you real quick. When you were Stomper for the A's, what year was that about, would you say?
From 2000 to 2006.
Okay. I was thinking because the reason why I brought that up, because when I kind of first came to the Bay, you know, I used to go to like a lot of A's games, but this was like back in the 80s, you know, so that's why. And I, you know, I don't even know if they had Stomper then, but I was wondering, was it around that time? Because I could have been watching you jumping and dancing around doing all that stuff.
At that time, when they first came out with Stomper, he was just basically during the game, and you probably wouldn't have seen him. But they revamped them in 2003 is when they really went in. And that's when I was working with the Warriors for Hoop Troop. And a friend of mine that works for the 49ers and he works for the Giants, Joe Zamay. He gave me an opportunity to audition as Stomper. And that's how I got hooked up. But again, I worked for the A's, but I knew all the Giants, I knew all the 49ers, you know, like that. So it's a small circle, but it's also a community. We know what we need when we need help, or if we're looking to get the community to get behind something, we'll use all the teams, even the Sharks. You know, Sharky and Lucille and Stomper and Thunder when he was with the Warriors, you know. We brought that together to unify the Bay Area. And so it's some guys that they hate me when I don my silver and black. But when I got that green and gold on, they be hugging me and loving on me. You know?
Man, good stories, man. Good stories, man. And like I said, you always been a great man, always giving back to the community in your own special way. And
yes, sir.
Appreciate that, man. I wanted to just, though, you know, because like I said, I don't want to keep too much of your time, but you know, with the preseason game coming up tomorrow, 1:00, you know, I want to just get in a little no crazy trash talking or nothing yet. Some stuff might slip out my mouth. I'm just gonna be honest with you, and thank God for you. It's only preseason, because if it was a real game,
that's how I temper
I would have to cut loose on you a little bit, but I'm gonna keep it tameable right now. I'm gonna try to behave myself. So with the game coming up on Sunday. First of all, how do you feel about? Have you been keeping up on the like kind of Niner news of what's going on with like Trey Lance, Jimmy G, and everything and stuff like that? Like,
definitely.
I was just wondering from your Raider perspective, how do you feel about that? Because a lot of people are saying they think Trey Lance is ready to start right now. Get rid of Jimmy G, trade him to another team, and I just don't think, personally myself, I don't think it's the right thing to do yet. But what's your perspective on that now? What do you think?
So I'm a realist, right? Like, I don't let my emotions be the reason I do something, because you do that in the moment, that emotional thing, and then you regret it and you can't get it back. Mm-hmm. And to me, with Jimmy G being what he has been, regardless of his injuries, right? We know that the injury bug is why he hasn't had the success he should have. But he's experienced and he wins, right? Mm-hmm. So you got this new Trey Lance. Why would you put Trey Lance out there and jeopardize his growth by just throwing him to the wolves? Let that man learn a little bit of the system. Let him watch under the real action, not preseason, but the real season. Let him see how it is. And then when you go into your practices during the regular season, you could see his knowledge grow and you could see his ability to work with the first teamers, right? Mm-hmm. But at least you have Garoppolo. Any team wants to have that type of problem, I think. A successful veteran with a superstar, possible superstar rookie. Mm-hmm. Let him learn and then come in. Don't just throw him to the fire. Anybody that want him right now, they most likely gonna want him later, right? Mm-hmm. You don't want to get him out there, have him lose some games and lose his confidence, and then now you want to go back to Garoppolo or go back to some guy that you brought in after getting rid of Garoppolo, right? That wouldn't make sense. So I just think 3 to 4 weeks, let him learn the system in the practices. They'll see how he's developing and all of that. And if Jimmy G's not doing what you want him to do, swap him out. But don't take that risk at the beginning. I don't think that's something they should do. It did surprise me that they even got Trey Lance, because I thought Trey Lance was going to go sooner than he did.
But, really?
I think
the Jets or who
did they get? The Jets
wasn't going to be the Jaguars,
Wilson, right?
Huh?
The Jets ended up getting Wilson, right?
Oh yeah, Zach Wilson.
So I look at both of them, man. People kind of underrated them to me. Now that's just my thoughts. I think both of them are going to surprise people in the long run. It's messed up that they end up in a situation that could force them out there, but I think the Niners having Jimmy G gives Trey Lance an opportunity. Now, the boy looked like he got skills, but you don't want to risk those skills too soon. And you guys, y'all got my guy, and I'm messing up here. I go not thinking properly, but the new announcer, he's always been our announcer.
Oh yeah, you talking about Greg Papa?
Papa, yeah. So Greg Papa killed it the other day when he said Trey area. That right there, man. I'm like, okay. When he gets in and he actually start balling out, that's gonna be dope. That's gonna be dope. Because I know E40 down with the Empire too. So
oh yeah, he's in the house. Oh, Chris. You know what? A lot of people, it's funny you bring that up, because I know there's been some fans expressing the fact that, I don't know, during the preseason game, and he did, when Greg Papa had said that, Trey Arian when he scored, and I was reading some things on, social media, some fans were kind of like, oh man, is this what is he gonna be saying this like all the time? I think it was already kind of like I want to say somewhat nauseating to some folks, I mean, I don't have no problem with it as long as I don't hear it like, well, I guess I like to hear a lot of these scoring touchdowns, but
a sound, how people could do that off of it's a tone of what he says or the vibe of what he's saying. That's natural for Papa, man. He always infuses this griminess to it, and he's respectful. He ain't disrespecting anything. He's pumping it up, and Trey is new, so he's kind of giving him that the current vibe, the new generation vibe. So people can't get all old man, get off my line, attitude.
Right. Oh yeah, and like I said, I don't think everybody has a problem with it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean cut you off, but I don't think everybody has a problem with it. But
I saw
some of the old school, they probably, is this going to be kind of happening? I think some folks would, acting a little perturbed. I don't know. But personally, like I said, I don't have much of a problem with it, at least not right now. If he's saying it, it's because he's scoring,
right?
And if he's scoring, we're winning. Hello? So I mean, I can live with it, right?
You play to win the game.
Exactly.
If he's saying it because you're scoring, that's a good thing. Embrace it.
Exactly. Yeah, and you're right. It was kind of a blessing, 'cause I always like Greg Papa, and the way he used to call your Raider games and stuff. I mean, it was like electric, man. And he was such a iconic, voice guy for the Raiders, on the radio and stuff. And I always thought, man, he's good. You know what I mean? And then, because of what happened, you guys left town. They said he wasn't coming, and ends up with the Niners. I was excited. I was like, oh shoot, now how's he going to call the Niner touchdowns? You know what I'm saying? And that was kind of a little thing. And what's funny? And what's funny? Because the first year when he came, which was when we went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago, right? I was down in Tampa Bay, with my wife and my sister-in-law, and so the Niners happened to be staying right at the hotel right across from us. So we went over there, of course, hanging out, see we get pictures and autographs or whatever. Well, mostly pictures. I'm not much of an autograph guy, but so we did come across some of the plays, got some pictures and stuff. And long story short, they won the game in Tampa, the first game. We went back to the hotel that night thinking that maybe they were going to be coming back there, but apparently I think they, right after the game, they got on the bus and went to, I think it was Ohio, because I think they stayed out there.
Right.
Because they had to play somebody else. Usually the first two games on the road. So, but anyway, I'm in the lobby just kind of hanging out, and who comes walking in there? My man, Greg Papa, man. I said, right away when I saw him, I was like, Greg Papa, what's up, man? And he was so cool. He was, I think he was on the phone talking to somebody, but he said, hey, how you doing? And he was excited about the game. He said, man, how about that game? And everything. I said, yeah, man. I said, I wanted to hear how you were going to call the touchdowns because I was there at the game. I wasn't watching on TV, so I didn't get a chance to experience, the first time when he said it. So, he did it for me at the lobby and stuff, and I have it on the phone recorded when he did it. So that was cool. And so if I'd have known we were going to talk about Greg Pop, I would have had the video ready. But that's a cool moment.
Let it roll, and it just happens. But that dude right there, he's one of my favorite connections to the Raiders. Like knowing him when I was with the A's, how he respected the A's organization and how he respected, community charities and stuff like that. Yeah, Greg, he's the bomb. I just love Papa, man. And I was disappointed that he didn't come because I think his voice would generate this community to another level. It would because they would hear him right now, and no disrespect to the current local radio stations. So we got
now who'd you guys get like Brent Musburger, right?
But bro, so that's a whole different thing. That's the television voice, right?
Oh, that's true.
So
that's true.
I don't even know how to feel about that yet. I guess this season will be where I really pay attention to him. But I'm talking as far as radio, because I'm usually at work doing some of the games, and You know how you used to hear me on the radio? I would call Papa all the time, man. I would try to call every day if I could. And it's just he generates this desire to conversate. Period. It don't even have to be about my team. So I know he would have did a great job here in this community, because some of the guys here, they don't even know the Raiders. So them trying to have a conversation about the Raiders starts from a point of view of the Raiders coming to Vegas, not the history. Papa knew the history, so he could break down
he did.
What looks like the past, what was this and that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just need to embrace that, brother. He know the history of the Niners. Just because he was the Raider fan or announcer don't mean he wasn't doing his homework on the Bay. He knows the Bay Area like nothing else.
Oh yeah, he does. And like you said, he's got his he's got his imprint on everything. I mean, from he does the Warrior. He talks, after the game about the Warriors now, and of course he's with the Niners, and he's got his hands in a little bit of everything around here. So, and you got like I said, he's on the radio.
So that's the dude right there.
Yeah, that's the man, Greg Papa, man.
Yeah, so I'm expecting a
I think you froze up on me a minute there.
Oh,
there we go.
Say it again.
Go ahead and repeat that, because you kind of froze up on me a little bit.
Oh, okay. I was saying I'm expecting a good game tomorrow. I'm expecting it to be one of the better games, of course, since it's the last preseason game. But I'm expecting them to let Mariota play a little bit. And I don't know how many first stringers are going to play on either side, but I do expect even Jimmy G gonna get in there. I do expect some of the starters to play a little bit. That's just to get them kind of ready for the regular season, right? And I do see that our young guns is out there. I know my boy Brian Edwards. I'm expecting him to do something. Ruggs, it's time for Ruggs to step into that number one spot. You know what I'm saying?
He had a good rookie season last year, right? Yeah.
He had a decent one. He had some issues, man. He's a little disappointed in what happened, but I think he got his feet wet enough to come in and actually take off springboard from there. And then, seeing what Renfro did, all the rookies from last year is like, dang, I wish I could have had that year. So third and Renfro gonna be in action, baby.
All right. Hey, like you said, from what we understand, there's going to be actually a lot of the starters playing in this game for the San Francisco 49ers that didn't even play in the last two, from what I hear. Another good news is that we got a lot of players that are actually coming back from, that's been kind of on the sidelines pretty much through the whole, training camp season. So it's going to be nice to see somebody get a good look at, like the one guy that I've been kind of cheering on. I've been wanting to cheer on is Jalen, wide receiver, Jalen Hurd, I think, right? I hope I'm getting that name right.
His name? You just messed me up, because I was like, Hurts.
I started thinking about the quarterback from Philadelphia. But anyway, we're looking to see him come back, because he's been suffering a lot of injuries and going through some ups and downs.
Yeah, man. Niner Nation, man, I got to give it hats off to y'all, because last year, the injuries that y'all went through, I was like, okay, you lose this guy, you got somebody to come in. But you lose all three, linebackers and linemen. That was crazy.
We didn't even see D Ford at all. I think he got out there for a little minute, and he couldn't go. And then, of course, unfortunately, what happened to Bosa. He had the ACL, and then we had another one of our guys go down, and that was when they were in New York, like week 2 and 3 or something.
Yeah, it was early.
And man, you're right. It was really tough. I mean, because I'm just telling you right now, when it comes to our defense, when you lose a guy like Nick Bosa, I mean, that dude single-handedly just he takes your defense from there to there, and it betters everybody's game.
Yeah, and
so it's good to see that he's back and he's looking really in top form. He looked like he's really trimmed down, but I don't know, body fat like 3%. You know what I mean? And this guy's looking brutal, man. And also D Ford's back, and so far he's been in camp. They've been taking it easy with it, been kind of babying him, but he's still been out there performing, and he's looking good. No, knock on wood, so far no kind of bad news or problems with him still. So he's ready to go.
I do expect y'all's defense to rep. On my I'll go ahead and admit this on my on my team that I selected, man, I made up a team on the ESPN app, fantasy team. My defense is Niners.
So, see, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. You know what's coming.
We talking about having points, right? So I think right now that's who I'm rolling with my defense, and I'm just keeping it real. I hope my Raiders' new defense with Yannick and a couple of new add-ons, I'm hoping they can step up, and they gotta step up because last year was terrible. Falling apart in the second half. The defense is really the reason why we lost so many games. But if they can just hold their own, man, I think our offense definitely got enough weapons, and Carr is a good enough quarterback to work those weapons and maintain a good scoring. I think we should be in 21, 24 points a game easy to me. 30 points is where you want to be. You want to score 30 and limit the other team to 14 or less. That's how I see it. So the defense has to step up, man. So we'll see how we do against your boys tomorrow, man. I do expect a 3-0 for the preseason, but again, it's just preseason.
Well, I'm just going to let you know now. We gave you guys a proper send-off party last time, regular season, with our backup quarterback, Nick Mullins. And, well, guess what? We have another backup quarterback by the name of Trey Lance. I think he's ready to get his hands on some silver and black. So I'm just telling you.
Let's hope that boy don't get smacked up by one of these youngsters that can't contain themselves.
So, we'll see about that 3-0. We'll see about that 3-0.
We'll see what Trey could do with Yannick coming down the line.
All right. Well, also I had a hit on before I forget. We actually got our hands on a nice little prime player from the Silver and Black. By the name of Arden Key.
Yeah. He got a couple of guys. I'm finna see what he do.
You know what though? Let me tell you something. I like that guy. When I remember, I actually wanted the Niners to get him.
In the draft.
3 years so. Yeah, in the draft, he was one of the guys I that kind of stuck out to me. And I thought, man, I hope Niners can get Arden Key. You know what I mean? So I really like that guy. And so to hear the news that they did pick him up from the Raiders, and was like, man, I was just like, what? That was Arden Key. I was like, oh, okay. So we're looking. Our defensive line right now is so deep, it's scary. I'm telling you right now, if we're not number one defense, we at least got to be number 2 in NFL. As long willfully healthy on our side,
Definitely in line for it. The thing is, man, let's keep it real. He wasn't performing up to par on our side. If he turns the corner and start performing on your end, blessings to the brother. But it's like it's a few guys that we picked and you guys had them, and we've done the same thing with you. You guys had them and we ended up with them, but they just never turned out like we expected. So we'll see what he do.
I kind of was a little happy the fact that I was like, man, because we actually had Arden, we still do have Key, and we actually had a couple other players. I think we still have one other one. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but I know they let another defensive lineman they let him go. I can't think of his name either. But so we had like 3 Raider players that they picked up from you guys this year. In my mind, I was kind of like, about time, because usually you guys are picking up a lot of our leftovers all the time. We never get like Raider players, so that was kind of like surprising to me. So, but Arden Key, I was really excited about that pick. So I've heard people say, Raider fans mention that they felt that Arden Key wasn't used correctly with the Raider system, so that's why he supposedly didn't perform as well.
Right, and that's why I say on your side, playing under your style of play, he might shine a little bit. I just hope he does, because he sure tried to hate on the Raiders. I wanted to get up out of there, blah, blah, blah. Man, just play the game. Don't go disrespecting your old team. If you do, play hard tomorrow and show up tomorrow. That's better than you running your mouth. So
you're right.
You know, I got much love for him. I hope he does well, man. But we got to keep it real. He knows, just like anybody else, he wasn't showing up like he should, and it could be the system. And that's why even us, we're changing our whole system, because our defense just, man, I can't wait to see them start to climb, because this decline is ridiculous.
Okay, let me. All right, so let me talk about this just real quick. Now, I always keep an eye on these Raiders. You guys finally moved into your new home last year. Man. Agilent, right? Agilent Stadium. Did I say that right? Agilent, right? Okay, Agilent Stadium, and so you guys new home. Allegiant. Okay, thank you for correcting that. I didn't want to abuse it. I'm sorry. Allegiant Stadium.
Right.
And hey, the place looks really nice, man. I got to admit, I remember you were telling me, a few years ago when they were built. You did. I think I heard through you. You were like, yeah, they're gonna build a new stadium over there for the Raiders. I was like, oh, so they're gonna do it. This is at the time when they didn't know what was really happening and where they were going, because they were trying to get a new stadium. Yeah. Oh, are you there? You got me?
I think you got a little excited on there.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me okay now?
Like I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay. Hopefully it doesn't freeze up on me again. But
hold on. I'm going to try something without blocking the screen too much. It's on there. I should be good. No?
Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Anyway, well, let me get to my question. So let me see. Let me get my note here. I have. So I wanted to ask you to talk to you a little about where the Raiders are and how you feel. Like where they were before and where they are now, being in the new stadium. Now, because this is going to be their first year having the fans in the stadium. And and now last year, you guys, it seemed like all your home games looked like the Raiders played very well, at home, and they were beating some pretty good teams.
Right.
And but how do you feel that now with Raider Nation in there and do you see this place being packed out to the house, man? And
I'll put it this way. Remember the Raiders, Mark Davis came out with the rule that you're gonna have to be vaccinated. Now, I do expect it to be packed out, because out here, the waiting list for the season tickets are ridiculous. It's skyrocketed. And I'll be honest, I went to a couple of places out of town with I travel as much as I can for the Raiders, and traveling with the Raiders and seeing how well Raider Nation travels, I definitely expect them to show up here, because, what better destination is Las Vegas? Now you got an excuse to come on Thursday and leave on Monday. You know what I mean? So
let me ask you, you feel a lot of these SBL holders will have tickets from the Bay that will be making the drive 8-9 hours.
So there are like I went to the first preseason game and it was packed out. It was crazy. I talked to a lot of my real black hole Raider Nation friends and
originals,
the Rilla, and who is my other guy? It's so many, man. The Joker, and it's so many of those guys that show up everywhere. Like we went to the Hall of Fame induction for Tom Flores, congratulations, and my boy C Wood. Man, we had a Raider Nation blackout at the Hall of Fame. It was insane, man. I'm so changed by that. Like, I'm already hype. I had to take a break from Raider Nation back in 2002.
Right.
I had to take a break because I was having ulcers, right?
Yeah.
But now I feel like I'm back on that level, and that's why I'm redoing my character and coming back with Silver and Black Panther, and I got my social media pages under Global Raider Nation. That's all because I feel this new surge of attention, and the Raider Nation is coming back. So I do expect it to be a little less people because of the COVID thing. But I do expect it to be lots more people in the building than it was any other time. Even like for visiting teams, there is more of them showing up because it's Las Vegas. And mind you, I worked in the O.Co. I worked there, you know, and it was horrible, man. It's like so many years, Al, rest in peace, Al Davis, he was trying to get them to redo that place, and it was horrible. You heard the stories about the sewage smell and all this stuff. That's a whole nother get down. But to have this palace we have now, man, and being here in Las Vegas, I really expect it to just get better and better. It's like when you guys got your new stadium. I know a lot of people wasn't happy about the move, you know, leaving Frisco and Santa Clara.
Yeah, that definitely was a sensitive issue.
The fans, it don't stop you from wanting to go to the game. And being that we're within a 1 hour flight, 1.5 hour flight from like Sacramento or something, or 45 minutes from San Jose, 50 minutes from Oakland, like that, people are going to show up. And it's people that show up just to be at the tailgate or be at the watch parties. It's crazy. I'm expecting to really turn up this year, man. Tomorrow you're gonna see, like you said, it's how many Raider fans are left in the Bay. You're gonna see. It's gonna be a blackout. You're gonna be surprised. And what's crazy is a lot of Niner fans been wearing a lot of black lately. I've been seeing.
Okay. Wait. Whoa. Hold up. First of all, let's not. When you guys left, let me back up a little more before you guys even left. Okay. I'm a season ticket holder. Okay. So I go to every Niner game during the season. Okay.
Yeah.
For the strangest reason, and I don't know why or what was going on, I was seeing a lot of Raider fans up in my house, up in the Empire, with their silver and black jersey on, and we weren't even playing the Raiders.
Ain't that crazy?
So I don't know. I'm looking at this like, and I'm telling you, I took pictures like 2 or 3 times of these guys. I was like, I gotta take a picture of this and put it on Instagram, clown it,
Yeah.
But I'm saying to myself, what are these guys doing here? You know what I'm saying? I mean, are they tired of losing all the time? They want to be routine at winning. Like,
remember what we have.
Were they thinking about transitioning?
Remember, you got a house divided, right? You know as well as I do. In the Bay, it's plenty of houses that the wife is a Niner fan, the husband is a Raider, or vice versa, and they show up with the spouse to the game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because my nephew, I mean, obviously he's a big Niner fan, but his wife is a big Raider fan. But she does have his back and kind of supports him. And actually wore. I don't want to, throw on the blast.
Don't put her on blast.
I'm not trying to put on blast, but let's just say she's a great wife and she supports her man, and and I guess vice versa. I think it's a little harder for him to.
All he got to do is don his Niner jersey. I've been seeing a lot of that. They break out their black jersey.
Yeah. Okay, let me give you this next question real quick, and you just so many words. Tell me how do you feel about this? How do you feel since Coach Gruden has come back, coach you guys' team? How well of a job you think he's doing so far?
Man, I hate to put him down, but right now,
Raider Reg, be real now, because you got half the nation watching you, and they want to hear what Raider Reg's got to say.
I'm gonna be real with it. That's what I said earlier. I'm a realist. I don't do the emotion thing. So this year, if the Raiders can't perform better, because now, mind you, I'm not saying win. Because not all the time that you perform your best, you win. Any given Sunday, you could have another team just outlast you, but contend, play hard, show up, have it where at least I'm respecting the fact that you played that game the way you did. But to come out and flop, or to come out with no energy, or to come out and be killing it the first 3 games and then the rest of the season you look like you never trained. Last year was ridiculous to me. I know everybody had to deal with COVID, but I think it's a lot to do with coaching. Like a lot of the plays that we saw called were so vanilla and so predictable. I hate when I could yell out what type of play he's gonna run, and that's what he run. And it happened so many times in losses. Like we could have won the game, but that play that I said he was gonna call, he called it, and we throw an interception, or we fumble the ball, or it's so predictable they sack Carr. If he don't get it done this year, I don't think he's on the hot seat this year, but he will be on the hot seat next year because he said it himself. If he doesn't get this team moving forward in the next 2 years, he'll get the money back. That's what he said himself. So I'm expecting a turn up this year. I really do. I respect the dude. Gruden is my second favorite coach of all time. Madden is my favorite. I came up when Madden was the coach. But if he could get us to the Super Bowl, man, I would love to see it. I was upset when he left and ended up winning the Super Bowl against us with Tampa. So, that was crazy, man. So he might not be on the hot seat this year. But if they don't make the playoffs and at least perform like they belong, he's going to be on the hot seat next year. That love affair with him and Mark.
So would you say it's at least playoff or bust this year, right?
That's what I say. If he don't make the playoffs this year and be a formidable team that even if they lose in the playoffs, you respect the fact that they played the level that they did, he's going to be on the hot seat. Because you got to do something. This is what? Is this his 4th year? You know what I mean? You got to come in and do something this year. And it's a lot of things that the players could do, but also those play calling, you change the defense up. Yeah, the defense was the biggest problem, but we get to the red zone and can't score 30% of the time, 40% of the time. That's coaching to me.
Yeah, I mean, now it seems like to me, and just looking on from afar, it seems like it always seems like the Raiders usually tend to have a great start in the first half of the season. But then for some reason, I don't know, you get to that 3rd or 4th quarter of the season, that's when they seem to run into problems. And I don't know. I can't even put my finger. I don't watch them that much, but just by seeing highlights and records or whatever, they seem to drop off, and so that's why I was asking you, do you feel more like, is that a coaching issue, or listen, what about Carr? How do you feel about Carr? And now this guy, he's been with y'all for a few years, obviously he loves being part of the Raiders, I don't know. Do you still say this is your guy that's going to get you there to the big show or no?
Definitely. I've never disliked Carr. I may have disliked some of the things he did, like when he started check down football and started throwing the ball towards the ground. It's almost like panic mode, but he only does that so much. To me, he's consistent and he protects the football. The 2 times that he didn't, the fumble in the end zone and all of that, those are errors, man, that you cannot make. You can't try so hard that you jeopardize the game. So I love Carr, man. That's my guy. And I think he's one of the top 10 quarterbacks, even though they never put him in that light. They put some guys I think is crap. God, excuse me. But some quarterbacks that they put in the top 10, I don't think could touch Carr. But because their team won or because the Raiders lost, they pile that on Carr. You know what I mean? But his performance ain't always the reason why they lose. So
Right.
I think him and Gruden are tied together in this year. This year, they both have to excel, because if they don't, next year for both of them, it's gonna be hot seat time.
Yeah, I think looking back, it was probably really tough for you guys, especially this season when Carr seemed to be lighting it up. I can't remember exactly what year, but it was about 3 or 4 years ago. But you guys, I think, got into the playoffs.
Right, and he got
But
hurt.
he got something happened to his hand. He obviously
Nah,
got
it was
injured.
his
He couldn't come
leg
back.
when they
Oh, was it
bent
his
him
leg?
back, and he knew
Oh,
it was broke right away. It's broke. It's broke. And
oh,
I think he
I don't know
came
why I was
back a
thinking of
little
broken
timid.
hand or something. Yeah.
I
Oh,
think he
okay.
came back a little timid with that. And now, last year it looked like he turned it around. He started playing better. And I
Mhm.
hope that this year, with them having an actual preseason and them actually having all the OTAs and all of that and working together with these guys, I
Mhm.
really expect Carr to do something. Matter of fact, bro, I'm gonna be honest. I told you, I believe he's one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league, and this will be the year that he could prove that. Now,
Mhm.
I'm not saying that over this amount of years, 5 years, that he's been the best. I'm just
Mhm.
saying he's capable, just like he was in the MVP conversation that year that he got hurt. I think he could sustain that. And if
Mhm.
he's healthy and if our offense stays healthy, he has the weapons. He
Yeah.
definitely, Kenyon Drake with Josh Jacobs.
Mhm.
We got the new John, what's his name? John Taylor. I'm messing his name up.
Who's the
But
guy? Who's
our
the tight? What's
receiver,
the name of the tight end you guys have? He looked pretty
oh
good
man,
last year.
Waller, Darren
Waller. Yeah,
Waller,
there you go. That
beast
guy.
mode.
The little bit I saw you guys Raiders last year, that dude kind of popped off the screen. I
Yeah,
thought, damn,
yeah.
these guys got themselves a little tight end right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he legit.
He's catching
Hey,
good.
I'll be honest. Those are my top two tight ends: Darren Waller and Kittles.
Mhm.
Period.
Mhm.
Everybody throw these other names in, and I think they get a lot of love because of the quarterback they play with, like
Yeah.
Kelsey and Ertz and all of that. The
Mhm.
quarterback make them look even better. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But Kittles and Waller, those are my two top. Matter of fact, I tried my best to have both of them on my fantasy team. I don't think I got Kittles. I got Waller, but I didn't get Kittles because like the next round somebody grabbed him.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, I think
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, I think Weller is this guy is gonna obviously blossom into a real. He's gonna be a Pro Bowler. I think. Unless he keeps feeding him. Because I'm telling you, if there's one thing that's the one guy that him and of course Jacobs, he plays really good running
yeah,
back. Those
yeah,
two guys are really, I think, really good players for that team. And yeah, like you said, they just like us, a few little spots that they got to just fill in pretty good with some good Pro Bowlers or something, and get some good players and who
yeah,
knows, could be on their way.
yeah.
So let me ask you this last question. What would you say what is your personal prediction that the Raiders win-loss prediction will be this season?
Wow, yeah. So I did this prediction. I'm taking the over. Everybody expect them to. You can't go 8-8 no more. So
Mm-hmm.
they're expecting the Raiders to either be 8-9 or 9-8. That's what all the talking heads around here are saying. But I actually expect them to. My expectation and goal for them is 11-6. If they
11.
could get 11-6, make the playoffs, and play hard in the playoffs, they'll be all right. That's my
So,
prediction.
so is it fair to say that the only team that maybe might be in their way could be Kansas City?
Yeah, so I love the way we play Kansas City, man. That's our rival from so far back. I can't even call it since I've been a Raider fan, and I started liking the Raiders in '75. So the Kansas City is that team.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that we gave them their only loss, and I believe this year we're gonna have better pieces to sustain that against them. And
Okay.
I really want to see what their offense does this year. I don't
Yeah.
think Kansas City's offense is as good as they were last year. I really don't. So we'll see.
They've been a rather blessed team. I mean, as far as the stroke of luck, as far as health, because back-to-back Super Bowls, man. And I mean, you got to have a same good healthy team.
You nailed it though.
But you see how, like you said, you see how it kind of affected them when they did lose a couple of their key players on offense. Right. And that made a whole world of difference for Mr. Holman.
Changed the whole outlook. Yeah, what's the trip is you said it though. The health of the team. They stayed healthy. And so that is key for all teams, especially a team that's considered a Super Bowl contender. In the end, it's going to be health that gets you there. So I'm hoping, man, I really think in the AFC West, the Kansas City is the team that we got to worry about. And if we could at least steal one win against them, it's no telling. We might take the division. I'm gonna put a bet on that, man. I'm gonna put a bet on us taking the AFC West.
Oh, you heard it here first. Raider Reggie, boy, putting a bet saying the Raiders gonna take the division.
Yes,
right,
man. I'm expecting.
So,
I'm gonna put my money.
Do you think they're gonna split it? They're gonna split a game with Kansas City 1-1, or do you think they're gonna
that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting this year for them to win at home. Because, Kansas City ain't down with them coming and doing that lap around the stadium again in KC.
Oh, man. I forgot about that, man. Wow.
Hey, I remember we were talking earlier, and I know you got your path on what you want to do, but it just made me think to myself, what is it that made you dislike the Raiders?
Well, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, Reggie, and I want to share a little history with you and the rest of Raider Nation. Why I like this was probably the pinnacle point for me when I just finally was fed up with the silver and black. So let me take you back. I'm sure you remember this, but it was a game at Candlestick Park, but at the time it was had a new title of 3Com.
Right?
3Com Park, yeah. So, so anyway, I'm up in the upper seats, right? So this game, like I said, Raiders, of course, have filled out the house. I mean, it had to be a good divide of Raider fans and Niner faithful, right? So I happen to be in a section where I just pretty much was surrounded by a lot of Raider fans, right? So it was a great game. Now this is back. Let me give you the year. It was back in, I want to say 2000. I'm week 6, 7 or something like that, right? And a day game. It was like 1:00. And so so it was a great game. I mean, it was one of those games where it was like I think for both teams, fans were just pretty much on the edge of their seats, And I think it was kind of back and forth most of the game, but it got to the point where it got tied up in the fourth quarter. 28-28. I don't know if you was at this game. Maybe you might remember.
I don't think I was. Back then, I was trying to get season tickets, but it was hard. And then when they traveled, I very seldom got to go with them.
Okay. Well, anyway, so and I'm sure a lot of the faithful watching, if you've been a long time Niner fan like myself, I don't expect any of the baby, what they call them, the new millennials or whatever. Probably remember this because this was back in 2000, so a lot of them were in Niner diapers. But So anyway, the game was tied up in the fourth quarter, 28-28. Okay, and it seemed like both teams had the opportunity, but it was a good defensive battle. They were stopping each other, right? So
I'm remembering. Go ahead.
Is it coming back? I had to
because I know
I had to go back and research this, man, Red, because it was like this. It just and so the Raider fans, like I said, I'm surrounded by these guys. They're jumping around, acting nuts, cahooting and everything, thinking they had this thing. You know what I'm saying? And they would flaunting it. I mean, they would all my face is screaming, hollering.
That's the one thing about it. We can be just as obnoxious as any other team.
Oh my goodness! I looking around. I mean, I'm telling you, dudes like doing backflips off their chairs, everything. I mean, that's how crazy it was. I'm not lying. And I'm getting like I'm boiling because I used to have kind of bad temper, especially when it came to football. My Niners, I was my boys lose, I was so hot.
Yeah.
So anyway, it goes into overtime, right? And so what happened was, okay, this is what happened. The Raiders, I think, if my mind serves me correctly, they got the coin toss. They drove downfield, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, this is the year that you guys have picked up your kicker, the good one with the strong leg that can kick like 100 yards. What was his name?
Look at you. Dang, why would I forget?
I should have wrote that
Raider
down.
Nation, y'all forgive me, man. He put me on spot, and I can't think of my guy's name.
Well, I should have had it because it'll come to us. We'll probably hear his name, but Janikowski. There you go, Janikowski. His first year, he's a rookie. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna win this game, and these fools are gonna be acting even more crazy. I said, you know what? This can't happen. So I'm at this point, they're getting ready to kick the ball. I got my hands on my head, you know, I'm doing one of these like, oh man, please miss this. And so I'm gonna share with you what happened at this point.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm gonna run this real quick.
55-yard attempt for the game. The kick is on the way. It is no good.
So I'm like going crazy. I'm going like, wow, he missed it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, we still got a chance. And so now the Niners, you know, they get the ball. We had Garcia was the quarterback, right? And we still had Terrell Owens and Jerry Rice, you know. So I know Terrell Owens, he made a couple of real good plays, got down the field real quick, you know, moving the sticks. And so we get down the field goal range. So by this time, the Raider Nation, they feeling it. They're thinking, oh man, this is it. This is all done. So they're starting to file out. I mean, because the candlestick's going crazy right now. We think we got this in the back, and they're starting to file out. So I'm like, yeah, goodbye, good riddance, get out of my stadium, whatever. You know, I'm talking. So the kicker for the Niners at the time was I can't remember the first name, last name is Richie. I just know that. And so this is what happens when he gets up to win the game.
Chance to win it right here. This will be a 29-yard attempt by Richie. Block. Special teams come through for the Raiders.
So now you really just jogged my memory because I remember that block. And I remember the play that won that game.
All right, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing, bastard. All right. So I go from
elation to depression.
But what was really funny was this. I'm looking down, and as I saw all the silver and black jerseys that were making their way down the stairs and out the exit, when they heard that roar of the block kick, they all came running back inside there. And stick, man, and then you know they're like, "What happened?" You know, because a lot of them, like I said, they were filing out, right?
They had it on the news. KNTV had it on the news how people went out and tried to come back in, and the security was keeping them out. They was mad.
Exactly.
It was crazy.
Yeah, they left early. They were filing out because they thought it was over. They thought, "Oh, damn," you know, they're gonna be. And obviously, they didn't want to hear it, right? So. Yeah, but it was funny. Just like I said, I'm way up in the back, so I see everybody kind of going down the steps. You know, they're kind of trying to run out of there. You know, like because they know they're gonna hear it. They know they're gonna hear it, right? And so my man gets the kick block. Richie gets the field goal block, right? And then, oh man, next you know, Silverback come. Half of them that were halfway out came running back in, right? And so
Rich Gannon, baby, Gannon time.
So Rich Gannon drives downfield. And this was the result.
2nd and 10. Gannon going to go down the sideline. His man is open. Touchdown! Tim Brown.
Yeah, baby. You see Jerry Rice jump on his back?
Actually, that wasn't Jerry Rice, though. That was, you know who that was? That was your boy Spider-Man. That was homeboy from Atlanta.
DeReese is coming back. Sorry about that.
That's all right. But that, you know who that was? That was it was Andre Rison that jumped on.
Oh, was it? Okay, yeah. That's right.
You guys Andre Rison. Y'all didn't get my Jerry Rice yet.
That's right. That's right.
He's on his way there.
You're right. I forgot about Rison. I really didn't like Rison, but whatever. Man, yeah. But so because of that, of what happened, I remember watching. I saw Tim Brown, who I have a lot of respect for. I really like this player. He was a good player. But when I saw his butt run down the sideline, man, wide open, I said he's going to throw right to him. And I saw it right away again and chucks that ball to him. And as you saw the result, no Faithful ain't going to be happy about me posting that. But, you know, I had to make it clear to you why. Right.
And I just really did. And it wasn't so much. All right. So we lost, right, on that play. It wasn't actually till after I left out the building. And of course, the Raider fans are acting nuts, hooting and hollering, you know, cries into smiles now because they were crying at first, and then they got all happy, you know, and I'm going, oh, you guys are lucky, whatever. And then I'm going down the escalator to the parking lot out there. And I mean, and usually I kind of wait till before I leave, the place gets a little cleared out, you know, because of traffic, you know. But man,
okay.
I don't know how some of the Raiders fans find themselves in the spot. I mean, these people, it seems like they want to top of people's houses with their Raider flag, all crazy. And I was just like, oh, who's that?
That's me. I'm gonna have to bounce. I hate to do this to you, but I gotta go.
Oh, you gotta go. Oh, okay. Hey, well, listen, thanks for being on, man. I'm gonna let you go. I really appreciate the time.
Yes, sir. One love.
Man.
I'll see you tomorrow, bro. Game up.
All right.
Later.
We'll see you. All right. Yeah. So I want to thank again for Raider Reggie being on with me today. And yeah, I had to share that bad memory, man. I just, you know, I had to let him know, you know, that's when I really, really despised the Raiders. And that's why I still have you know, a little sore spot in my heart against those guys. You know, I just, you know, they're just like a bad scab I just can't get rid of. You know, it's just man, But anyway, I want to just thank you guys for all tuning in. If you guys watch the show with me and Raider Reggie, man, I really appreciate you guys tuning in because it was really fun. I had a great time, and you know, who knows what next time when we play Raiders, I'll get them back on and we'll talk some more Raider and 49er football and stuff. So, but much love to you, my brother. You know, your brother from another mother, man, and you know, I appreciate you taking the time out, being on the show, you know, and from your family and everything, and didn't mean to keep you long, but you know, I was just getting heated up on you and stuff. So maybe it's good that you had to go. Pretty much, I'm just gonna tell you right now. Anyway, guys, man, you know what? Faithful, always stay faithful, man, and stay 49er strong. It's your boy, Doug Williams, aka Chili Will. I'm out of here, and hey, preseason tomorrow against the Las Vegas Raiders, man. Let's go out there and kick some serious, you know what, some serious tail, man. We're gonna give them that first loss of their preseason because they're 2-0 right now. So we're gonna go in there and we're gonna take it to them, and we're gonna make sure they leave 2-1. And guess what? They're gonna lose against another backup quarterback. That's all I got to say about that, man. Faithful, love y'all. Take care. Chili Will is out.